So let's get started with what SolidShop is, okay? There's a lot of noise about it in the last weeks. SolidShop is a platform that allows us to expand SolidCAM scope and solutions for machine shops outside just G-code generation and CAM programming, CNC programming, okay? I think this is a message for all our resellers and partners. Every year we are being squeezed, our profit margins are reduced, slightly but reduced, and we have to create some innovation, sell different products, create differentiation to continue to operate. The same is true for machine shops. They need to invest in new technology, attract new talent, implement new processes. They need to reinvent themselves every year if they want to continue to operate on this very competitive environment like us. And in the last years, we have seen that companies are looking for something that is affordable. I think that the Industry 4.0 buzzword is kind of, exhausted by now. But SolidCAM, before we took any action regarding, digitization, we observed the market for a few years, looking for what are the things that really make sense, what are the things that machine shops need, that are affordable, and solve real problems, instead of just, beautiful LinkedIn posts that are hard to connect to real life. The other thing is that our resellers are looking for differentiation. They are looking for more products to sell to increase their revenues, but of course they want to continue to work with their existing partners, people they know, companies they trust. So SolidCAM is also answering these needs with SolidShop. We're going to give our resellers and partners a beautiful technology platform where they can sell new products, sell services, sell consulting services, and allow them to increase their revenue while they keep working with us, okay? And I think that in short, if we look at this, objectively, SolidCAM is used today, or most of you know that SolidCAM operates inside the manufacturing engineering or the CNC programming department, industrial engineering department, as you wish. But SolidCAM operates inside this, offices inside the company. But the truth is that a manufacturing company, like any other company, is much more than just CNC programming. You need to have fantastic CNC programming technology to do things that, like Zvika showed here, how you program, a complicated geometry on a very advanced machine faster and right at the first time. You need SolidCAM for that. But, if you are running a business, you have a finance department, you have billing, you have warehouse, you have metrology, you have inspection, you have many other departments you need to run. Your manufacturing company is not only CNC programming, if you are machining real parts. And SolidShop focus, I want to make this very clear, SolidShop focus is to improve your margins. If SolidCAM, the product SolidCAM is focused in creating excellent and correct G-code the first time, SolidShop is about giving customers tools to improve their profit, to understand how much things cost and how much efficiencies they have and how many inefficiencies they have as well. Because the most important thing, or the most important things in a machine shop are two things: hourly rate and your area, which is square meters in a metric world or square foot in an imperial world. These are the two most important and the most expensive things in a shop. Your hourly rate determines your profit or your loss, and the other metric, which I say it is very important, you only know it when you need to expand, when you get a new order from the customer that you need to buy machines, that you need to grow your business, then you're going to see how important it is to be physically and geographically in the right place, where you need room to grow your business without leaving the premises, okay? But most people focus on the hourly rate, which is the one that you're going to see on a daily basis. So SolidShop is really about improving your hourly rate, the cost of your hourly rate, because if you charge too much, the customer is going to run away from you and take his business to someone else. If you charge too little, then you will not make a profit. And if you cannot make a profit, you will be bankrupt. Or if you are just breaking even year after year, you don't have money to reinvest and grow your business. And if that's happening, your future is also uncertain. Okay, so SolidShop is really about managing and giving tools to manage costs and the hourly rate of a shop indirectly. So these are, this is the digital manufacturing pyramid. These are the pillars of what we understand as the necessary things to have a digital shop that will enable you to run your business for the next decade. Everybody knows where we operate here. Many companies, they have the lower layer here, the DNC, but sometimes using old technologies or not automated or not integrated DNC with a PDM, and this also eliminates many opportunities for improvements. But if you want to reach the top of the pyramid, which is let's suppose you are a manufacturing shop in Kentucky, and you need, to grow your business, but you want to invest in automation like a flexible manufacturing system or a MES system. You need to have all these layers in place before you can really invest in automation, because the world is moving towards digitization because of the lack of skilled workforce, also because of the cost of the labor. So if you don't have data and good data that will be consumed by these equipments, robots, systems, whatever, then you cannot really have them working productively for you, and your investment's not going to be recouped as you expected. So these are the products that we are offering with SolidShop. An editor with lots of interesting tools for CNC programmers, with fantastic lightning-fast G-code-driven machine simulation that use GPU, not just the regular processor, the regular CPU of your computer. So in tests, we had some of our SolidCAM most complex parts taking 20 minutes to simulate completely, hundreds of two-pads, and then the same process simulated on this GPU-driven, G-code-driven simulation being done in 30 seconds. It's amazing fast. And this is also important because if you are programming complex parts, you want to simulate quickly, you make a change on a retract distance or something, you don't want to post your code every time, because in some examples, some of our tests, we had programs with 73 million lines of code. It takes a while to post that code. So what you want to do is to simulate that very quickly. You don't want to run this and take 30 minutes to understand what's going on, what you need to change in SolidCAM, post again. So this is really productive, okay? We also have a PDM. The PDM is dedicated to shop floor. It's not your typical engineering PDM like SolidWorks PDM, Autodesk Volt, Enovia, or Windshield. This is not the kind of PDM we're talking about here. We're talking a shop floor PDM for shop floor people, for manufacturing people, for operators, metrology guys, guys from the tool crib. It's easy, straight to the point, it stores all the documents, and it's physically connected to the machines. That means if you send a program from the PDM or you receive a program from the machine, it all goes through the PDM. That's not possible with the engineering PDM. If you had NC programs managed on engineering PDM, like SolidWorks PDM, someone will have to copy the program to a USB stick and take it to the machine. That's not the case here. We have a direct live connection with the machines. DNC is the layer that enables all that and collect the signal, electrical signals from the machine, so we can do real-time machine monitoring. And then the monitoring module generates, reports and sends message to SMS, WhatsApp, Skype. You can use lots of protocols, but it's the foundation to collect information for the real-time machine monitoring module, okay? And then finally, you have the planner. The planner is a product that allows you to schedule jobs, schedule work orders. If they are sitting on your ERP system or not, or in an Excel spreadsheet, we can import that, we can help you to understand your capacity. Sometimes you need to tap into existing capacity that you don't see inside your shop. So this thing will look forward and say, in 6 months, in 3 months, you have capacity of X hours per month. Or you can reschedule these jobs here. You need to start on this date to deliver on this date. So you have backward and forward planning. You can determine when you need to start a job to deliver it on time, okay? So all this is integrated. These modules, they talk to each other, and the planner module in particularly is connected in real time to the monitoring. That means now you have a scheduler, a planner, that knows what's going on with your machine. So if you are watching this, and you are managing your shop today, planning production orders using Excel, or using ERP systems that are not physically connected to the machine, you know that by the end of the day, you have to replan everything on Excel, because life happened, and life is never as we plan. So this planner is linked to the monitoring module. If you are booking hours inside a work order, the planner knows, because the monitoring software is telling that, okay? So everything starts with SolidCAM, and our integration, this is powered by Simco, but it's our own version of this integration. So everything starts with SolidCAM, goes to the PDM, and then the modules, they talk to each other and transfer information across, so you have always one single source of truth. These are the basic business process every shop has or should have. You have to quote and estimate your jobs. If you say, I'm going to make this part in 10 hours, then you are going to go to SolidCAM and program it to be done in less than 10 hours. Okay? Then you go to the PDM and you tell people and you document your process, how they need to execute the part so you can make it in 10 hours or less without making any mistakes. Then next thing after the PDM, you measure to make sure that if you quoted to manufacture in 10 hours, you're going to make it in 10 hours. You need to measure to make sure it's happening as you planned. Because if it's not happening as you planned, if it's taking more time, then this is going to be a loss, not a profit. And then you send this information to the scheduler that is talking in real time to the monitoring module. So the scheduler is pulling and pushing orders for you and telling, you're going to miss this deadline because for whatever reason that machine is not running. And why that machine is not running, it's how we're going to solve this and show you in the next minutes. Once you know the information, you measured and you planned it, now you have a database that you can, use for next jobs or similar parts. Hey, I quoted this part to be done in 100 hours and I took 140. Where did the other 40 hours went? Right? Where did they go? So we can give you reports with the monitoring module so you understand where your inefficiencies are or where, and then the next time you quote that job, you are going to have information about your previous inefficiencies and you are going to quote it better so you can make a profit. And this is a big factory in all areas that SolidShop can be used with, okay? So we start with SolidCAM, PDM, editor, DNC, and then management can get dashboard reports. Your tendering quoting department can use the information on the database to estimate the cost of similar jobs. Finance will be able to use your production hours and all this information to determine your hourly rate. That very important KPI I mentioned in the beginning that determines your profit or your loss. You can have a meeting room or any environment you want with dashboards in real time, as I'm going to show you. Production managers, they have, at the palm of their hands, they have a PDM, they have planner information, they have monitoring information. So if a machine is stopped because there's a fixture missing, this guy can call the forklift driver or whatever and say, hey, go to building B and shelf 1, 2, 3, grab that fixture and put it in front of the machine 1, 2, 3, 4, because that machine is in downtime right now because we don't have the fixture. That's the kind of actionable information that can help you to remove the bottlenecks in real time because you have, information at the palm of your hands comes from a central database. Inspection and quality departments. This is amazing technology for companies trying to implement or maintain ISO 9001 certifications or any other industry certification like aerospace, oil and gas, pharma, medical. If you need to work with regulated, customers or regulated industries, this technology can give you full traceability of everything, and it's going to make you look very good to the auditors when they are implementing or renewing your certification. Production planning, of course, these guys are not going to run after Excel spreadsheets anymore. They're going to have a database that's connected to a real-time monitoring system, and they can see all the jobs and the work orders as well. And then we have our beloved production shop that can benefit of all that, but I want to highlight SolidCAM for operators, which is something that allows us to have a completely digital workflow. Operators can make changes, PDM will track this change, capture them, they can post files, and vice versa. They can also see the change that the engineering department and the PDM is managing your SolidCAM files and your SolidCAM for operator files as well. And finally, these are the customers, these are the customers around the world using this technology, okay? So this is proven. It's not something that we come up with yesterday. We are partnering with Simco, and there are, hundreds and thousands of customers using this technology, and we are basically leveraging that with SolidShop. And as you know, SolidCAM is great in integrating third-party technology and making it even better, and that's what SolidShop is about. So let me just connect my laptop here now, and I'm going to show you SolidShop in a live demo, okay? There we go. So now, this is the PDM interface. The first thing, nobody logs into the database without a login. So that old thing of who changed my CNC program, I don't know. I just know the date and time. This ends with this technology. I can go here, select a machine, for example. Let's start with this Hermle machine here. So I can see all the documents, all the programs I have. I can expand them, and I can, show you that every program has a structure, tool list, and everything. But let me start with this one here. If I simply click here, I can see pictures of the process. I can see whatever documents, Office files, STL models, CAD models, Excel spreadsheets, whatever you want. Let's suppose you want to put the quotation of the fixture here in this database, so 2 years later you don't have to search your email to know how much it costed to manufacture the fixture for this part. Okay, so the NC program goes here. Any change you make on a document is tracked in real time, so if I make the smallest change here, the system will ask me, what did you do? And I'm going to say something else. It's just like, SolidCAM World 2024. And now the PDM system is making, versions and storing versions of these processes. So this could be, in this example, is a CNC program, but could be a CAM file, could be an Excel file, could be any document, okay? You can create versions. So let's suppose you're going to make a change on your SolidCAM part to implement engineering, a drawing revision. Let's suppose that you made a mistake and you want to go back to the previous version because you overwrote the current one. Having SolidShop technology and the PDM will allow you to do that, okay? With any type of document. Some people ask, what is the difference between our integration and what Simco is offering on their website? We have a tight integration. The interfaces are written by us. You can see here that I simply right-click on a PRZ file, on a SolidCAM file. I have, custom options on the menu, So I can click here and say, open this in SolidCAM or open in SolidCAM for operators. So if you have SolidCAM for operators, or if you need to eliminate paper completely and have your operators connected to your CAM files somehow, you can click here, and this is going to be open in SolidCAM for operators, and then you have all the tools you need in this product to make changes, edit, simulate your toolpaths. If you're an operator, a change that you make here would be captured by the PDM and versioned. So with your operators login, date and time, if a programmer thinks that your changes are not relevant to the process, he can roll back the change on the PRZ file, okay? So let's go to the monitoring now. I think this is where most people want to see this thing working, okay? Yeah? So imagine now that I am an operator, okay, and I have a cell phone, or I have a tablet or a computer. I need to be very clear here. You don't have to have one computer or one tablet for every CNC machine you want to control in the shop. You can use the same device for multiple machines, as I'm going to show here, okay? So I'll go in front of the stage now without saying much. You're going to see me controlling the screen from an external device and telling, the system why the machine is not running. We know if the machine is running or not because we capture the PLC signals. So there's no way to cheat with this technology. But why the machine is stopped, you cannot determine electronically, okay? If you stop the machine because you need to have a meeting with your boss, there's no way that the PLC can tell us that. But I know if the spindle or if the axes are not running, so all I ask the operators is justify. Tell me why the machine is stopped. So if I have this web interface here, probably difficult to see from where you are if you are distant, but I can kind of, control what's going on. So I'm going to do this on this screen, and then I'm going to use the tablet, okay? So let me duplicate the screen, and now let's pretend I am an operator. So I am an operator. I can select which machine I'm going to operate today. I'm going to say it's the HMC 204. Machine is stopped now. So I'm going to log off because I'm going home. And then when we go there, the system says, hey, no one is logged into the machine, so I cannot show any status about anything because I don't know who is causing or who is reporting this status. So I log here. I select a login, and today I'm going to make a small homage to John Poon, the founder of Sigitech. I like him, and I just put his name here as an operator in the PDM database. So now the system tells me, hey, John Poon is running HMC 204, okay? And what I can do here is say, I am waiting, or I'm between jobs, or I'm waiting for the material, or I'm inspecting the part. You see, waiting for the material. I'm setting up this job. I am doing inspection. So now I'm going to move to the center of the stage, and I'm going to ask you to keep an eye on my tablet because I'm going to do all these things from this device here while the screen changes. Having a pause now because I'm doing housekeeping. Okay? So let's go back to HMC 204, and I'm waiting for the forklift guy. I need to move something. So as you can see, because I am tracking all the reasons why this machine is stopped, if I quoted that part in 100 hours, that work order, and it took me 140, now I can extract a report from the system and say, tell me, where did the other 40 hours go? And you're going to use that to understand why or what are the things that you did not foresee when you make the quotation for the customer. Okay? So this is very important, because if you understand your inefficiencies, you can prioritize, because every company in the world, they have 1 million problems. But like everyone, they have the top 10, the top 5. These top 3 problems here are eating up 80% of my profit. So what I'm going to do, if I am a continuous improvement engineer, a black belt guy, I'm going to ask my boss to have a system like that, because next year I want to ask him to give me money to attack these problems. But before I do that, I need to quantify how much these problems are costing us. So now I go back to our hourly rate, why it's one of the most important metrics of a company, of a manufacturing company. Because if I spend 20 out of the 40 hours that I went beyond the 100, so I estimated 100, it took me 140. And from the 40 hours, it took me 20 hours was wasted on waiting for the forklift, or waiting for the tool room, or waiting for the tool, or for the fixture. So now you're going to do the simple math. 20 hours times your hourly rate, you're going to put a number on that inefficiency. You're going to know exactly how much that costed you. So now you're going to extract reports from the system, and you're going to make basic calculations. I'm wasting 70% of my efficiency in waiting for tools. So you know what I'm going to do? This costed me 1,000 hours last year, times 200 euros, which is my hourly rate. Okay? So 200,000 euros is what it costed you to not have one extra shift on your tool room. And now, with that information, you're going to invest, hire another guy for the 3rd shift, and those machines are going to run. So now that problem that was your Baba Yaga, on the top of the list, now move it, to the bottom of the list, and you have another problem to deal with. But at least now you're measuring, okay, how much this inefficiency cost. So very quick, I want to give you a live demo here before I run out of time. So we have the first machine that is doing housekeeping, okay? Let's say that I put this machine on the running mode. So I can simulate here. This is a CNC emulator. Look what happens if I reduce the feed rate, okay? The machine is running right now with 100% of the feed rate. If I go here and simply reduce this, so it shows in real time. And if you have any doubts about what we are monitoring here, let's go back here. I'm going to open a dashboard for you. We can have dashboards about almost anything you want to monitor. You can integrate this with Power BI, timelines. Utilization of my shop today, 3%. This is the individual utilization of the machines in the bottom. Or you have a summary. How much of the time today machine was running, stopped, or disconnected, powered off. This is an important one. You can see you have a breakdown showing you what are the top reasons why your machines are being stopped. These are the things that you need to attack because they are eating up your profit. Okay? So the system is telling you all this and collecting this information in real time. So inefficiencies. Look at this. I have the timer of the machine, the system machine. I don't know if you can see this here. I'm going to put the cursor here. You see the timer is running? 2 hours, 32 seconds, and 20-something, okay? Why this timer is running? Because this is the timer that starts to run when the feed rate is lower than 95%. So now I'm going to put the feed rate on 100% or more. Look at the screen, 100%. Wrapped over hide, 100%. Now I go back to my dashboard And look at which timer is running now. Feed rate above 95%. So you have all the metrics. You know if the operators are running a machine on the single block mode or with the lower feed rate. You have another dashboard here that we can, configure to your needs. You can see, I know how many hours per year this machine is spending on alarm, feed hold, program stop, edit mode, jog mode, tool change, pallet change. If there is a signal on the PLC, we can measure it, okay? So this is what I wanted to show you. This is SolidShop technology. If you have the need to digitize, eliminate paper, and at an affordable price point, but with very robust technology, SolidShop is the answer, okay? Fully integrated to SolidCAM. And I want to finish saying that SolidShop is not a finished product yet. We are starting with these technologies, but we're going to expand this as we grow, bringing other possibilities, other modules, as we learn from our customers what are their pain points. So we're going to continue to have SolidCAM generating excellent G-code, and then SolidShop to solve all other problems from a manufacturing business. Okay? Thank you very much.